Thank you for joining me, everyone. Today I'm out with the Xpdeuslite 9-inch X35 coil, but I'm using it as the Deus Lite configuration. Now the Deus Lite can come in two different forms. It can come with just the headphones and no controller, or the controller and no headphones. So today I'm using the most popular configuration, the Deus Lite with the WS4 headphones. If you've got WS5 headphones, everything's exactly the same. So why am I doing the Deus Lite video? Surely it's the same as the normal Deus without the controller. Well, yeah, to a certain extent, but I'm a true believer in just using your ears if possible. The screen's just an afterthought. Okay, you can get more adjustments with the RC because it's got the expert and the sub menu, but with this latest Deus update version 5.2, we've got access to some new menu features. So I just want to talk to you about these menu features. Perhaps we'll go out there and try and dig a few bits and pieces, but don't hold up any hopes of anything nice because this field is really quiet. So let's keep this one a little bit more technical, and then we go to the field of coins perhaps next week and do a coin shooting video using the Xpdeuslite configuration. Okay, so let's start by just having a quick talk about the WS4 menus and its functions. With the latest XP update, I'm using 5.2 here. The headphone menu has got some added features, and you can access the added features by pressing and holding the menu button. Let me explain. Let's start off with the discrimination menu. As we know, we can turn the discrimination up or down depending on our targets. But if we press and hold the menu button while in discrimination, we get an added feature, and this is the reactivity feature, and it goes from 0 to 5. Now reactivity slows down or speeds up the machine to suit your sights. For example, a faster reactivity will work faster when you've got lots of targets close together. Now an ideal setting for reactivity is probably around number 3 or 4 for farmland. Let's go down one. Sensitivity. If I press and hold the menu on sensitivity, I get the TX power feature, which is only available with the black X35 coils or older. Now the TX power is like the machine's overall power, but we tend not to really use it these days. Sometimes if you're in a forest and the ground's really quiet, or farmland if the ground's quiet, you want to give your machine a little bit of added power, the TX gain is always worth having a look at. Personally, I always use the black coils with TX gain at 1 because it makes it a lot more smoother, in my personal opinion. Okay, let's go down one more. Ground. Press and hold the menu button again, and we can go into the ground balance tracking mode. To get out of these modes, you just press the menu again and it goes back to your original settings. Now we've got the frequency. You can adjust your frequency by going up and down using the plus and minus buttons, but sometimes when you've got a little bit of EMI, you just want to offset the frequency by pressing and holding the menu button. You've got frequency offsets. You can shift the notches either way than the preset. Go down one more and we've got the tones. Press and hold the menu button and we go into the iron volume setting, so we can adjust how loud or quiet the iron tone is, because a lot of these Deus factory programs have got an iron tone, which is the low tone. Sometimes if you're searching a really junky environment, the iron tone can be a little bit overpowering, so you just might want to turn that iron tone down a few notches. It doesn't affect the other tones in the slightest. Down one more and we've got the volume setting. Plus and minus adjusts your headphone volumes, but press and hold the menu. Now we get into the audio response, which is a really interesting feature. If you have a low audio response, you don't lose any depth here, by the way. If you have a low audio response, your deep targets will sound a lot quieter than the shallow targets. If you have a high audio response, the deep and shallow targets will sound pretty much the same intensity, and that can sometimes be a little bit tricky when identifying iron. So I like to have an audio response at about 3 if I can. If we go down one more, we'll see the coil feature, and this is where you select your coils, or you can add or delete another coil. For example, here we've got a new coil and it's not entered into the menu. The serial number is 220A62. So what I'm going to do here now is select a flashing coil slot indicating it's empty, press and hold the plus button until the numbers start flashing. Select your first number, which is, I've forgotten it already, 22A62. So the first number is 2, go to 2, hit the menu, second number is 2, press the menu to move it along, O, A, select A using the plus or minus buttons, then the 6, and then the 2. And when you enter the last digit, that will be installed into your headphones, so that's your new accessory search coil. So what if we want to make our own custom programs out of the menu features we've got? Well, that's really simple. Let's start by doing an experiment. Let's go into Deus Fast, which is program number 3. So we go down to programs and select program number 3. Go into the menu, scroll down, discrimination 6.1. How about we lower the discrimination slightly? So just drop it down to 5.5. Okay, drop down to the ground, leave that. Frequency 17 kilohertz. Maybe we should raise the frequency up a little bit. Press the plus button and it's reading 25 kilohertz, which is the X35 coil's maximum. Go down again and we've got tones, and the default is 3 tones. Why not just do 2 tones? So we've got an iron tone and a good tone. And it's as simple as that. That's our custom program. Now we need to save it. And to save it, it takes seconds. So we go back to programs, program number 3. Now we're telling the headphones we want to save program number 3 because we've adjusted program number 3. Press and hold the plus button until it flashes. And then use the plus and minus buttons to select an empty slot. And then when you've found your empty slot, just press the menu button and it will be saved in custom program number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever. And it's really as simple as that. So when you're out in the field and you want to pull up your custom program, go into programs, press the plus or minus key to select the number which it's saved under, and you're good to go. I very often use the Deus with the Lite setup when it's really raining heavily because these are completely showerproof. And when you use this setup, you then fully appreciate how good it is because you're just relying on the tones. You haven't got a meter to distract you, if that's the right word. Okay, with the RC and the meter, you've got some expert settings which the headphones haven't got, but sometimes simplicity is just the name of the game, isn't it? Here's a good example. Now, I dare say this probably won't even give a meter reading, but you can just hear it. It's just a little squeaky sound, isn't it? Now, be honest with me. Would you dig that if the meter reading said it was a bad target? A squiggly line on the XY, or perhaps no meter reading at all? Would you dig it? Well, if you're using the Deus Lite setup with just the headphones, I'm pretty sure you'll be more inclined to dig that sort of target. Now, if I had to hazard a guess on this target, I think I might say it was coke. you think that's getting better? I have no idea. Okay, let's see if the MI6 can pick it out. Nothing. Nothing. I'm convinced I'm in the right place. Crazy, crazy. We must be getting close to it now. We've got to be. So, but bottom of the hole, look. So we were going in the right direction. I wonder what it is. Okay, it's in my hand. What does it sound like now? That's what it is. Can you see that? No idea what that is, but wasn't that deep. Little squeaky signal. I thought it was coke. I got that one wrong. Let's give that a clean up and post a picture up and see what it is. But I don't think it's a coin, perhaps a bit of a button. No idea. Really pleased with that signal and the depth. That was impressive. Xpdeuslite, full marks. You probably noticed there I was using the MI6. Well, I've got the MI6 running through its own speaker. But even if you've got the WS4 Lite setup, you can still configure the MI6 to run through your headphones. It's number 7 on the chimes, and you just go coils, scroll down on the menu, hit pinpoint, press and hold the button, switch the probe on, and they all pair up. I think we've got a video on that. If I've got the video, I'll post the links above. There's a nice one there. Got no complaints about that one. Let's have a look. Nope. I think we're going to have to go a little bit deeper on this one. It's a nice, quiet, soft sound, isn't it? Stones are terrible. Right, here we go. Hopefully we can get some sort of indication. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? And there we are. Well, I'm just happy to get a coin off of this field. I hope that's given you a bit of an insight into the Deus Lite configuration, but don't forget we're going to go over to the field of coins where we've done a few videos over the last few weeks, and we're going to do a little bit of coin shooting on that pasture site. I think that's going to be an interesting one, so hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon.